If you're a man over 60 and you still start your mornings with the same glass of milk you've trusted for decades, because it feels comforting, familiar, even manly, I need you to hear me now. That habit, as innocent as it seems, might be quietly killing your blood flow, choking off your erections, and draining the very strength that once made you feel like yourself. Yes, I'm talking about your morning milk. The one thing you thought was helping you age strong, could be the very thing stealing your power. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might change everything. I'm Dr. Mary Blake, board-certified urologist with over 30 years of experience caring for men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. I've sat across from thousands of men who thought they were just getting old, but they were really just making the wrong daily choices, starting with that first sip every morning. The truth is, most men don't realize their breakfast routine is sabotaging their circulation, their hormones, and their confidence, especially when it comes to performance in the bedroom. In this video, I'll reveal the 4 types of milk you should never drink after 60, and more importantly, the 4 powerful alternatives I've recommended to my real-life patients, men who, within just 7 to 14 days, reported stronger energy, sharper focus, and yes, firmer, more lasting erections without medication. This isn't about shame, it's about finally understanding what your body needs now, not what it used to tolerate. Ignore this, and the damage will keep building: weaker bones, cloudy thinking, fading intimacy, and a creeping sense that you're slowly slipping away from the man you used to be. But there's hope, because when you switch the fuel, you change the fire. Watch until the end. Don't miss this, it could be the most important thing you hear this year. You probably think you're doing fine. Maybe you still take your morning meds, drink your glass of milk, try to eat light. You don't smoke. You're not drinking like you used to. You figure you're just getting older, slower mornings, less energy, and in the bedroom, well, let's just say things don't happen the way they used to. But let me ask you this, have you noticed your erections getting softer, shorter, or disappearing altogether? Do you ever feel a strange fog in your head, or that quiet frustration you can't explain? Because the truth is, it might not be age. It might be your breakfast. They told you milk was good for your bones, good for your heart, a manly staple. But the truth is, for men over 60, the wrong milk could be silently sabotaging your circulation, shrinking your testosterone, and making your penis the first victim. Your body isn't what it was at 30. Your arteries are narrower. Your hormones are more fragile. And every morning, when you pour that same glass of comfort, you could be choking off the very blood flow you need to stay hard, stay sharp, stay alive. But stay with me, because it gets worse. When blood can't move freely, it doesn't just affect your erections. It affects your brain, your heart, your sleep, your energy. Erections are like a warning light on the dashboard, they're the first system to show when something deeper is going wrong. I've seen it time and time again. A man loses his edge. He pulls away from his wife. He starts avoiding intimacy, not because he doesn't want to, but because he's afraid to fail. And then comes the real damage: shame, isolation, and the slow fading of who he used to be. And if you think that's bad, listen to this. Many of the most popular milks, yes, even the ones labeled plant-based, fortified, or low-fat, are loaded with sugars, additives, or saturated fats that inflame your vessels and disrupt your hormones. Your body sees them not as nourishment, but as threats. And over time, those daily hits to your system pile up. Poor circulation, weak testosterone, brain fog, digestive issues, insulin resistance, and erectile dysfunction that creeps in so slowly, you almost believe it's normal. But it's not. Not at all. No one wants to say this, but you need to hear it. They told you losing function was just part of aging. They said it was inevitable, expected, even acceptable. But I'm here to tell you, it's not. You've been misled. You've been quiet for too long, suffering in silence, blaming yourself, or worse, doing nothing. The problem isn't that you're getting old. The problem is that no one taught you how your body changes after 60, and how your old habits, like your glass of milk, might be doing real harm. You deserve better than silence and slow decline. You deserve to know the truth. Let me tell you about one of my patients. His name was Raymond, 68 years old, recently retired and newly widowed. He came in, not for ED, not for fatigue, he just wanted to check his numbers. But as we talked, I could see it, the hesitation, the embarrassment. I asked him directly, "Are you still getting firm?" He looked down, then whispered, "Not really. I thought it was just my time." Raymond had been drinking whole milk twice a day, every day, for 40 years. And now? His blood pressure was up. His testosterone had dropped by nearly half. His blood vessels were inflamed. And his confidence? Gone. And sadly, he's not the only one. I've had men cry in my office because no one told them sooner. Because they thought they were broken, when really, they were just misinformed. And that's why you're here. That's why I'm here. So stay with me, we're not done yet. You need to hear what comes next. Because once you know which milks are hurting you, I'll show you exactly which ones to switch to, and how that one small change could help you get your strength, your clarity, and your manhood back. I know this isn't easy to hear, but if you're a man over 60, the problems we just talked about aren't just frustrating, they're serious. But the good news is, they're also fixable, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do next, step by step, in a way that actually works for your body at this stage of life. So stay with me, because this next part might be exactly what you've been waiting for. Now let's talk about exactly what you can do to take your strength back. You've heard enough about the damage, now it's time to focus on the fix. In this section, you'll learn practical steps to improve your energy, your clarity, and yes, your performance in the bedroom. And it starts with something simple, switching what you pour into your glass. Don't miss what's next, because these changes could change everything for you. Secret number 1 is fermented soy milk, and no, it's not what you think. You were probably told soy was bad for men. That it messes with hormones, lowers testosterone, and should be avoided. But the truth is, that's outdated science, and fermented soy milk is a completely different story. Especially for men over 60, it's one of the most powerful, natural tools to support your manhood, brain, and digestion all at once. Here's why. As you age, your testosterone declines naturally, but the bigger problem is hormone imbalance. Your body starts producing more estrogen-like compounds, and less usable testosterone. Fermented soy milk contains isoflavones, plant compounds that help rebalance your hormone system gently and naturally. Unlike medications, it doesn't force anything. It supports what your body already wants to do, feel steady, clear, and strong again. Most men don't realize this, but fermented soy milk is also packed with complete plant-based protein. That means all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need to stay strong and stable. 1 glass in the morning delivers fuel to your muscles, your brain, and your digestive system, without the heavy fat or lactose in cow's milk. Plus, the fermentation process adds natural probiotics, which improve gut health, reduce bloating, and help your body absorb nutrients more efficiently. I had a patient named Bill, 68 years old, widowed, and recently moved into a small apartment after retiring. He told me he felt foggy, tired, and like his manhood was fading. He wasn't depressed, just disconnected from himself. When I asked about his diet, he said he still drank whole milk twice a day. I had him switch to 1 glass of warm fermented soy milk every morning, nothing else. 2 weeks later, he came back with tears in his eyes. "I feel like myself again," he said. "Not perfect, but alive." And he's just one of many men who turned things around. Start small. A warm glass in the morning. Stir in a pinch of cinnamon or nutmeg if you like the flavor. Choose unsweetened, organic versions whenever possible, and always pick fermented over regular soy. This one change can begin resetting your hormone balance, improving your digestion, and giving you energy you haven't felt in years. Stay with me, because the next tip might surprise you. Stay with me, because the next tip might surprise you. If you're still drinking sweetened plant-based milks like vanilla oat or chocolate almond, thinking they're healthier, you've been misled. Those innocent flavors are often loaded with sugars and additives that quietly sabotage your blood flow, disrupt your hormones, and leave you sluggish and foggy. But there's one plant milk that stands apart, and that's unsweetened almond milk. You were taught to fear fat and trust the word plant-based. But the truth is, unless it's unsweetened and clean, most of these trendy milks are just desserts in disguise. Unsweetened almond milk, though, is light, powerful, and one of the best choices for men at your age. It's naturally low in calories, contains no sugar, no cholesterol, and very little saturated fat, all of which your heart and arteries appreciate deeply after 60. What makes almond milk truly powerful is its high content of vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that protects your brain from oxidative stress. This means better memory, sharper thinking, and a slower rate of cognitive decline. Many men over 60 quietly fear they're slipping, losing words mid-sentence, or forgetting why they walked into a room. This isn't just aging, it's often inflammation, poor blood flow, and missing nutrients. Unsweetened almond milk helps fight back, gently but effectively. It's also rich in monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil. These support circulation, lower LDL cholesterol, and help keep blood moving freely, yes, even where it matters most. When blood doesn't flow, erections weaken. Almond milk helps change that without taxing your system. I remember a man named Paul, 73, divorced, and living alone after a stroke scare. He told me he'd switched to chocolate oat milk every morning because it tasted good and sounded healthy. But his blood sugar was a mess, and his libido had vanished. I had him replace it with 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, stirred into his morning smoothie. One simple change. Within 10 days, his blood pressure improved, his energy returned, and he looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I actually feel light again." And he's not alone. You can pour it into coffee, blend it with fruit, or just drink it cold. Choose unsweetened, unflavored versions. If you like a little taste, add cinnamon or a splash of vanilla extract yourself. Keep it simple, and your body will thank you. Don't go anywhere, you need to know this next one. Don't go anywhere, you need to know this. If you've been struggling with sleep, achy joints, or that stiffness in the morning that just won't go away, your body may be missing something critical. For many men over 60, it's not about doing more, it's about restoring what's quietly been lost. And that brings us to calcium-fortified oat milk. You were taught milk builds bones. And it did, when you were 25. But after 60, your digestion changes, your body absorbs calcium differently, and your bones start breaking down faster than you can rebuild. Regular cow's milk might not be doing the job anymore. In fact, for many men, it causes bloating, discomfort, and worsened sleep quality. Fortified oat milk changes that. Here's why. Oat milk is naturally free of lactose and gentle on the digestive tract. It contains beta-glucan, a unique fiber that supports heart health by reducing cholesterol. But the key here is the added calcium and vitamin D, a powerful combo that helps slow bone loss and supports stronger joints. And when your body gets those nutrients before bed, it doesn't just rebuild, it rests. Many men don't realize this, but oat milk has a calming effect on the nervous system. It helps regulate blood sugar during the night, prevents those 3 a.m. wake-ups, and can ease nighttime muscle tightness. A warm glass of calcium-fortified oat milk before bed is one of the simplest habits I recommend. Not for kids, but for grown men who need deep, healing sleep to stay sharp and energized. I had a patient named Robert, 65, retired engineer, widower. He came in complaining of broken sleep, sore knees, and feeling old before his time. He'd stopped drinking dairy years ago, but hadn't replaced the nutrients. I told him to start with 1 warm glass of fortified oat milk every night, just that. After 2 weeks, he said, "I'm sleeping better. I get out of bed without groaning. It's the first thing I look forward to now." And he's just one of hundreds. Make sure it's labeled calcium fortified, with at least 25% daily value per cup. Avoid sweetened versions, stick to plain. Heat it gently at night, add a touch of cinnamon if you like. Let it be part of your wind-down routine. Because what you drink before bed can shape how you feel in the morning. But if sleep and bones were just the start, this next milk might be the most surprising of all. But if sleep and bones are just the beginning, this last one might be your secret weapon. Most men don't even know it exists. But flax milk is one of the most underrated health boosters for men over 60. If you're dealing with joint pain, mental fog, or trouble performing, you need to hear this. You were taught to take fish oil, maybe eat more nuts. But the truth is, most men still don't get enough omega-3 fatty acids, especially the kind that reduce inflammation and support testosterone production. Flax milk is a clean, plant-based source of ALA omega-3s, and it does more than you'd think. It calms the body from the inside out. After 60, inflammation becomes your quiet enemy. It wears down your joints, dulls your thinking, stiffens your arteries, and disrupts your hormones. Flax milk delivers anti-inflammatory support without the side effects. It's also typically fortified with calcium, vitamin D, and B12, critical nutrients for nerve health, mood, and recovery. I had a patient named Jim, 70, former firefighter, still proud but frustrated. His knees ached, his energy was gone by noon, and he told me, "Doc, I just don't feel like a man anymore." We didn't start with pills. We started with 1 glass of flax milk each morning, blended into his protein shake. 3 weeks later, he walked in with a grin, "My knees don't bark," and my wife said I smiled in bed again. That's the power of choosing the right fuel. Pick unsweetened flax milk, and check the label for omega-3 content. Some brands offer up to 1,200 milligrams per cup. Use it in smoothies, cereal, or straight in a glass. It's light, neutral, and incredibly gentle on digestion, no bloating, no crashes. And the support it gives your heart, hormones, and circulation? Quiet, but deep. You're not just drinking milk. You're rebuilding your strength from the inside. And if you combine this with what you've just learned, you'll start to feel the difference sooner than you think. But we're not done yet, because what comes next is even more important. Let's be honest, most men over 60 still drink the same types of milk they did when they were 30. Not because it's good for them, but because it's familiar. It feels comforting, safe, even manly. But here's the problem, your body has changed, and those old habits may be quietly wrecking your strength, your blood flow, and your manhood. You were told milk was good for your bones, your heart, even your hormones. But the truth is, for older men, the wrong milk can quietly do the opposite. It can harden your arteries, spike your blood sugar, weaken your erections, and leave you feeling foggy and tired. But stay with me, because you really need to hear this. Mistake number 1 is whole milk. It's high in saturated fat, over 4.5 g per cup. That might not sound like much, but for an aging heart, it's enough to raise LDL cholesterol, inflame blood vessels, and quietly choke off the circulation you need for mental clarity and firm performance. Your arteries aren't what they used to be. And when blood can't flow freely, it won't reach where you need it most. Mistake number 2 is sweetened condensed milk. A single tablespoon can pack 10 grams of sugar, but let's be honest, no one stops at 1 spoon. That thick, sweet drizzle might remind you of holidays or coffee with your wife, but inside your body, it's wreaking havoc. It spikes insulin, feeds inflammation, fogs your brain, and drives your testosterone lower. And if you're struggling with memory or stamina, that sugar might be the hidden trigger. Mistake number 3 is rice milk. It sounds harmless, plant-based, light, dairy-free. But rice milk is mostly processed white rice and water. It offers almost no protein, and worse, it contains arsenic absorbed from soil. Over time, that can put pressure on your kidneys, raise toxicity, and cause blood sugar crashes that leave you irritable and drained. Many men drink it thinking it's safe, but it's a nutritional ghost. Mistake number 4 is flavored plant-based milks, vanilla almond, chocolate oat, hazelnut soy. They're marketed as healthy, fortified, heart-smart. But flip the carton, and you'll often find 10 to 15 grams of sugar, emulsifiers, gums, and synthetic vitamins your aging body can't even absorb properly. These ingredients can irritate digestion, confuse hormones, and even interfere with prostate health and erections. They taste sweet, but they drain your strength. Most men don't even realize they're making these mistakes until the damage shows up in blood tests, blood pressure, or in the bedroom. But the good news is, you can change it. You don't have to give up milk, you just have to choose smarter. And I'll show you how. Stay with me, we're not done yet. The next step is where everything begins to change. Knowing what to drink is one thing. But without a plan, knowledge is useless. You've seen the science. You've heard the stories. But now it's time to make it real, something you can actually do, starting tomorrow morning. Because the truth is, change doesn't have to be dramatic to be effective. It just has to be consistent, and tailored to your body now, not the one you had 30 years ago. But let's make this real. Here's what I recommend for men in your exact position, over 60, ready to feel better, and tired of guessing. Step 1. Replace your current milk, whether it's whole, sweetened, or rice-based, with one of the 4 we covered earlier. Start with just one switch, and make it a daily ritual. Step 2. Use it with purpose. Stir it into your morning coffee, blend it into your smoothie, or sip it warm before bed. Step 3. Pay attention to your body, notice your digestion, your energy, your clarity, even your mood. Step 4. Track it weekly. Take a few notes, how you slept, how your knees felt, how confident you felt with your partner or with yourself. And step 5. Share it with your doctor, bring them into the loop so they can support you fully. It doesn't have to be complicated. Why does this work? Because these small shifts support the exact systems that begin to weaken after 60. Better milk means better circulation, and that means stronger blood flow, not just to your heart, but to your brain and yes, your erections. It also feeds nerve responsiveness, keeping the reflexes that make intimacy feel alive. The right nutrients support hormone signaling, helping your testosterone remain stable without medication. And perhaps most importantly, it helps rebuild your connection to your body, your hunger, your sleep, your arousal, your vitality. This isn't just about sex, it's about staying alive. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just start with one change. You can do this. I've worked with men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who thought they were too far gone. They weren't. Neither are you. Don't aim for perfect, aim for better. And remember, one good choice a day is better than none. Stick with me, I want you to try this. And there's even more you need to know. Because once you start changing your inputs, something else begins to shift, your sense of control. And that's what I'll show you next. Stay with me, I'm not done helping you yet. You've just learned the truth about 4 milks that may be quietly harming your body after 60, and the 4 powerful alternatives that can support your heart, your memory, your digestion, and yes, your manhood. This isn't just talk, it's real medicine. It's about choosing fuel that matches the man you are today, not the habits you grew up with. You've seen how something as simple as switching milk can impact your testosterone, your circulation, and even your sleep. And the best part? It doesn't require pills, gimmicks, or shame. Just a smarter daily choice. But if you ignore this, if you keep drinking what's familiar, even when you now know it's hurting you, the damage will continue, quietly but surely. We're talking about weaker erections, slower thinking, brittle bones, and the kind of fatigue that makes life feel dull. And I don't want that for you. Because I've seen what happens when men catch it early, and what happens when they don't. I know this isn't easy to talk about. You were taught to stay quiet, to tough it out. Maybe you even felt embarrassed watching this. But you kept going, and that means something. You're not broken. You're not too far gone. You can change. I've seen it. And I believe in it for you. So if this message spoke to you, even just a little, don't stay silent. Join the conversation. Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to make a change. Type 0 if you're still unsure, I'll be reading. And if you want more honest, life-changing health advice for men over 60, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I make these videos for men like you, men who still care, who still want to feel alive. Thank you for staying with me to the end. That already tells me you're different. You're someone who wants to take back control. And I'm honored to walk this journey with you. Stay with me, more truths are coming your way.